Everyone wants to know how to grow from zero to making $50 million online, but almost nobody would give you the exact play-by-play. I didn't set up this camera to give you vague advice. I made more than $15 million in online sales by the time I was 24 years old, and now I'm living my dream life in Dubai. I'm here to show you every single step that I took, with proof, strategies, system, and real numbers. So if you're serious about making money online in 2025, copy this. Step number one is just black out the noise. There is so many different ways to make money online, but I'm going to show you how I scale my business. When I was at university, I was completely stuck. I had this constant frustration. I knew I wanted to learn something, but I had no idea what, how, or when. Then COVID hit, and so everyone was panicking, but for me it was the best thing that could happen. University stopped overnight, and I went back to my parents' house, and I made the most important decision of my life. I decided to go all in. Every single day, I did wake up at 7 a.m. and spend the entire day learning everything I could about business online. While my friends were sleeping or watching Netflix, I was studying like crazy. And that forced isolation gave me something I did never had before: total focus. I had like zero distraction, no excuses, no nightclub open. So it was just me, my laptop, and an obsession to figure out how to build something that actually works. So I had tried different businesses before. I tried a clothing brand that went nowhere. I tried blue light glasses that I never launched. I tried helping wedding photographers, and that business did okay. But I knew there was something bigger out there. And so during that isolation, I started looking at online course businesses, because this scalability was insane. You got one product, unlimited customers, and a really high margin. And so it checked every box I was looking for. Then I spotted something. My mother's psychologist in France, and we helped her launch her practice. And so that's when it hit me. There was a massive gap in the market. Thousands of therapists were struggling to build their businesses, and nobody was really picking them properly. And so that's how my brother and I started our business. And that's exactly what I'm going to use as a case study throughout this video to show you the exact playbook. So here is what I learned then. Your greatest leap often comes during forced stillness. When everything stops, when you have no choice but to focus, that's when magic happens. Don't wait for the perfect moment. You need to use whatever constraints you have right now. You need to turn isolation into education. You need to turn your downtime into your breakthrough time, because the world is full of noise telling you to do a million different things, but you need to block it out. You need to pick one thing and you need to go all in. Step number two is to build awareness. You could have the best product in the world, but if no one knows it exists, it honestly doesn't matter. You won't make a dime. A few years ago, with my brother, we wanted to create our clothing brand, and it taught me the most expensive lesson of my life. We spent months creating the perfect website, beautiful pictures, amazing design, and we thought we were geniuses, but nobody came to the website. We had zero sales. It was a complete failure. That's when I realized something crucial. It doesn't matter, honestly, how good your product is if nobody knows it exists, because marketing isn't optional, it's everything. And so when I launched my online course for therapists, I wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. So we started with organic outreach directly. We used cold callings, we used cold emails, and whatever we could do to get our first clients. We were struggling a lot with this approach, but we managed to get our first couple of clients this way. But we quickly realized it wasn't enough. It wasn't scalable. It wasn't a real system. We were stuck doing everything manually, and it was impossible to grow beyond a certain point. But here is what the organic phase taught me. You need to start somewhere, even if it doesn't scale. Because those first manual sales calls showed me the market was real. People wanted what we offered. But more importantly, it revealed the limitation. We couldn't grow beyond a few clients per month doing everything by hand. And so that's when I realized we needed to build a proper funnel and scale with pay ads. And so that's why the organic gave us a proof of concept, and the pay ads will give us the scale. So now that you are dialed in and you have launched your product, the step number 3 is to build a sales funnel. Cold email only got me so far, and the real growth came when I paired a funnel with high converting ads. After struggling with cold outreach for months, we made a decision. We were going to build a proper funnel and launch pay ads. We worked for months perfecting our funnel and our VSL, then we launched it. And within 3 months, we went from basically nothing to 100K per month. The ads were working, the system was working, and it happened so fast, it was almost scary, honestly. I was still in university doing the closing call with my brother, but suddenly we had a real business. And so here is what most people don't understand about scaling. There are 4 pillars to any business: marketing, sales, product, and operation. And the problem is always moving between these 4. When we get good at marketing, our sales weren't good enough. When sales got better, marketing needed work. And so it's a constant loop. You scale marketing, then you scale sales, then product, then operation, over and over. And so without a proper funnel system, you are just putting band-aids on problems. You waste energy running in circle and you plateau. So stop chasing random tactics. Stop jumping from strategy to strategy. Build one clean funnel, test it, perfect it, then scale it with paid traffic. Because most people fail because they never commit to one system long enough to make it work. They're always looking for the next shiny object. And so you need to pick one funnel, you need to make it profitable, and scale the hell out of it. Step number 4 is to hire slow. This may seem counterintuitive, but the best thing you can do for your business is to stay small as long as possible. At 100K per month, it was just myself and my brother doing everything: sales calls, admin work, marketing, operation, everything. We stayed at that level for 3 or 4 months because we literally couldn't do more. It was impossible, but we didn't rush to hire. We only hire when it hurts. Because to be honest, when the pain becomes unbearable, when we finally decided to bring people in, we were very strategic about it. We looked at what was eating up all of our time and all my brother's time. We identified the 2 biggest time things: sales calls and admin work. That's where we were spending most of our energy. So we hired salespeople and admin people first. Not random roles, not nice to have, the exact bottleneck that were preventing us from scaling. And we only hired people who aligned with our core value, which are extreme ownership, simple, extra mile, strong, and excellent. Because you can teach skills, but you can't teach values. And so my advice is don't hire because you think you should. Don't hire because other people tell you to. Hire when the pain is real, when you literally can't grow without removing that bottleneck. And when you do hire, be surgical about it. Identify the one thing that's slowing your growth the most. Hire for that, perfect that, then move to the next bottleneck. Most entrepreneurs hire too early or hire the wrong role. So I think that the best is just to stay lean until it hurts and to hire strategically. Step number 5, one of the most important. If you want to continue to grow, you have to disrupt yourself. I learned the hard way that frustration isn't an obstacle, it's actually a catalyst. Every time I hit a wall and got really frustrated, I knew it meant I needed to take it to the next level. Honestly, now I don't see mistakes as mistakes. For me, mistakes are fuel. My goal is to learn as fast as possible, and to learn fast, I need to make mistakes as fast as possible. We were stuck at 500K per month for almost a year, and it was really frustrating for me. So we took a risk and tried something completely new. And it felt like finally unlocking a level in a video game. So here is what we did: a live 5-day challenge. And so for this 5-day challenge, we spent 75K in ads and generated over 1.7 million in 7 days and 2.1 million in 30 days. And that only happened because we saw the discomfort as what it was, a signal to push further. Here is how I think about it. Mistakes lead to failure. Failures leads to knowledge. Knowledge leads to growth, and growth leads to new mistake. And so it's a loop. But most people move through this loop too slowly because they think mistakes and failures are bad and try to avoid them. And so they forget that without those, they won't get to knowledge and growth. And so that's why the difference between making one decision per week versus one decision per day is massive. And it compounds over time. And so speed is everything. The faster you compress that learning loop, the faster you grow. And so I think that you really need to remove shame from failure. Stop being afraid of making mistakes. View speed as your greatest strategic advantage. Make decisions fast. Test faster. Fail faster. You need to learn faster. And I think that most entrepreneurs are too careful. They overthink every decision. They are scared of being wrong. But being wrong quickly is better than being right slowly. And so speed beats perfection every single time. You need to embrace the mistake and you need to welcome the failure. I like to say that they are your fuel in the entrepreneurial race. So step number 6 is to grow with purpose. I'm not going to lie, being an entrepreneur is really hard. Sometimes the only thing getting me through a really tough week or day was the belief that I was doing something that was bigger than just myself. When I was young, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to help people, and that's what drove me. But here is what I discovered. My current business allows me to help people, help other people. And the therapists we work with help people. And so by helping them build better business, I'm helping helping them reach more people who need healing. So let me show you something. Most entrepreneurs get stuck in this loop, current situation to desired situation. And so for us, we are doing like 200K per month, then we wanted to do 500K per month, but those goals keep moving. It becomes an endless frustration cycle. And so when you add inspiration, when you add purpose, everything changes. And so now it's sustainable. And so my purpose now is clear, is to help even more people. But it's not just about impact on others. It's also about building a business that let me spend time with my girlfriend and one day my children. It's about creating a life I actually want, not just the revenue number. And so this higher alignment changed everything for me. Even when we are making good money, I'm not just chasing the next milestone. I'm building something meaningful. The entrepreneurs who got the farthest aren't just chasing money. They are solving real problems. They are helping real people. So you need to find your purpose. You need to connect your business to something bigger to yourself. Because when things get hard, and they will, tactics and strategies won't save you. Only purpose will keep you going when everything else falls apart. And honestly, the money will come, but the purpose has to come first. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos about entrepreneurship and financial freedom.